Hey guys, Beck here from the Endless Circle and Endless RV. Come check out our new van.
Debating and I know you wanna get to. Sweat is dripping, is rising, I'm tripping like I got the flu.
Hey guys, Beck and Ado here from the Endless Circle and Endless RV, and we have a brand new caravan.
Which we are so frothing on.
So pumped. We have a Vibe caravan, 20'6", double bunk, OG, which is everything we ever wanted.
Yep.
And more.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a top of the range model for the Vibe Caravans brand. We worked in closely with Vibe, who are an Aussie manufactured brand out of Melbourne, to custom build this thing, and we are so stoked with it. We're so stoked with the outcome. The finishes in here are absolutely to die for, which is, you know, you tip the old cap to that, because there's so many brands out there that are just finished off terribly, and you know, we pay such big money for things like this, and we always want to see the best results. So we are absolutely stoked with our Vibe.
Yep, so little rundown. We went from a 21'10" to a 20'6", so we dropped a 1.5 feet. However, we've actually created more storage and more room. So a few features. We spun the bed, which I never thought I would ever not have an island bed, but it makes sense when you're traveling full time. No inbuilt cooking in the kitchen. Compost toilet, which is my non-negotiable, and your non-negotiable was?
Airbags and a massive power system. And we've just spent 2 weeks off grid and literally used the shit out of the electrical. We always had the Starlink on. We were using our portable inductions,
air fryer,
everything like that.
microwave.
We didn't ever drop below 55%, and we're always back to 100 before the end of the day, which was just amazing. Obviously, up on this Ningaloo coast in this northwest region of WA, it doesn't get cloudy much, so that's always a good thing. But
we are getting the lower sun though, and
that's right.
sun not up so much of the day, but certainly cloud cover was not an issue.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just so stoked to finally do the walk around with you guys, show you our beautiful new van from Vibe. And yeah, if you have any questions, any queries, anything you want to run by us, any questions that you really want to ask that you haven't got the answers from before, hit us up. DM us, email us,
comment here,
anything, whatever you want to do.
We know how daunting it is to buy a van. We know how daunting it is to get ready to do a lap or to travel with the family.
Yeah.
And I know how much, you know, of a head spin it was when we were trying to do it ourselves. So reach out, happy to help where we can. The other thing is, if you're interested in Vibe caravans, we are selling them through Endless RV. So head over to endlessrv.com.au. We've got the range, we've got all of the inclusions, all of the details, but long story short, they offer standard layouts or complete custom, which is really what we did here. So the possibilities are endless.
Okay.
So guys, I'm going to start at the front of the van and work my way through. We've made a heap of changes to our last build, so I'm just going to talk about what we've done and why we've done them. The biggest change at the front of the van is moving our bed to an east-west layout. If you had told me in February 22, when we picked up our first build, which had a north-south island bed, that I would want an east-west layout, I would say you are out of this world, like ridiculous. But what we found after living on the road full time was that north-south island bed is a waste of space. So we have spun our bed east-west, and we've kept the wardrobes down the side. Now, I couldn't have done this if our bed went from wall to wall. I still really wanted this side access. So spinning the bed has allowed us to shorten the van, which is what we're trying to achieve. We've dropped a 1.5 feet, and it's allowed me to keep the kitchen and lounge area huge, which was important to me, not necessarily Adrian. Just to show you some of our storage, I have opted for shelves in the side wardrobe there. You get so many more clothes in there when you've got shelves, and that was a little modification that Ado did in our last van. So nice deep shelves. I do use different containers and things to help lay that out really nicely. We've got a little drawer there as well, which is a nice little hidey hole and goes the whole way back as well. We've got our overhead cupboards, so fit lots into those, and we've actually continued those around over the side as well. Now, one of the things that we love the most in this van is the front window, and it's a very controversial choice. Lots of people don't like them. They'll always say they leak and they have issues with them. For us, it was really important. We actually dropped hatches and skylights from the roof for more real estate for solar. So having that front window has enabled us to bring in so much more natural light, and that breeze that comes through is absolutely amazing as well. I'm the one that sleeps along the wall, and I must say that having that breeze come through from the window really opens it up, and I don't feel like I'm jammed against the wall at all. So we've got 240 up on my side of the bed in a little pocket so that I can put my phone and things, and then all of our lights have a little USB plug up underneath there as well, so I find that really handy. One thing that Vibe does, which we absolutely love, let me find the right switches, is we've got beautiful LED strip lighting up underneath all of our overheads. So for night time I can turn off the down lights and have the LED strip on, and just have one of them on, some of them on, because they are all on different switches, which is nice. We've got Fusion speakers, so much better quality than the ones that we had in our last van, so that's awesome. So we've got the HGB 12 volt cabin pressure system in here. We've chose that for a few reasons. Aussie made, we think it looks a lot nicer than some of the other competitors on the market. It also has a smaller footprint than some of the other competitors on the market, so we really like that as well. We also opted for the split windows on the passenger side. We really like this. The reason why we've done it is if you were to get out of a shower, if you want to have some privacy, you can lift that blind up and still have your top window open with the blind down for airflow. So we really like that. Not gonna lie, we did have some big beautiful windows in our last van, and it was really nice for a view, but that works really well and we really love that. Our TV normally lives here as well, so that's the little bracket there. So we've opted to conceal all of our electrical things. We hate lights at night. So in this cupboard here, we've got our Simarine and our stereo. It's also our bits and bobs shelf up the top there. And then over here, we've got everything else. So we've got all of our fuses, we've got our instantaneous gas hot water, our inverter charger, little section there, 12 volt pump, aircon, everything else lives up there. So that was one thing that we wanted in this van as well. We didn't want to be able to see everything. We didn't want light at night time. So concealing everything behind the cupboard has worked really well for us. So the kitchen is my favourite part of the van. I absolutely love it. I think it came up perfect and beautiful. The biggest thing that you'll notice about our kitchen is we've taken out all of the internal cooking. For us, we did cook inside, or we do cook inside a lot when we're on the road. A few things that I didn't like about having our internal cooking with our previous van was the gas stove top I found was never really hot enough. I don't know, I have had this conversation with people and they understand, so I'm sure you would too, but I would find that I would always get whatever I was cooking in, you know, even if I was boiling water, up to a simmer, but I would never get a really hot rolling, boiling going on. So cooking, especially cooking mince and things, I would tend to take it outside and cook it on our little tick-tick butane burner. So that annoyed me, how hot the gas cooking actually got. And again, I would use the oven quite often as well. However, it would take a little bit longer than normal, and it does create heat in the van. So in this top drawer, this drawer is my induction cooking section. We've opted for two single portable induction units. Reason being, I wanted the opportunity or the option to take one outside, one inside, both outside, and if I'm just boiling some water or just doing something really quickly, I only have one up on the bench. I was looking at the double Westinghouse induction cooktop, but I just thought the bench space that it took was huge, and it also didn't give me that option of splitting and having one outside and one inside. We do normally, once we set up somewhere, put one of these on the slide that our barbecue's on. So we have the barbecue and the induction, and there is a 240 plug in the tunnel boot. So that normally lives out there. And then I keep one inside. So if I just want to quickly boil some water or do something inside, I've got that one as well. So they both live in there, really nice and neat. It's a bit of a, you know, a nothing drawer as well, which is good. One thing that we did specifically for Adrian was this specific drawer here is measured to fit a new coffee machine. Now he doesn't have the new coffee machine yet. He's still rocking the single DeLonghi. Ado, what was the machine, the coffee machine that you measured this for? Was it the big double Breville?
Just the Breville barista.
Yeah, so whatever the Breville barista one is, this drawer.
With the bean grinder too.
Oh, the automatic one. Yeah. Okay, so this drawer was built for the Breville barista with the coffee bean grinder all inbuilt to fit in there. We haven't upgraded yet, so in this drawer I get our air fryer and Adrian's single little DeLonghi coffee machine at the moment.
Which, by the way, has been a little dream machine.
It has.
It's served me well.
Yeah.
I'm going on 2 years, at least 2 coffees a day.
And I don't drink coffee, so it's all Ado. Yeah. But no, so that drawer is specifically built for that. Something else which just makes sense to me and I would never not have it is an inbuilt bin. So we've got that under the sink there. Generally under the sink is a waste of space, but that's absolutely perfect and it's a really good size as well. So I'm super happy I have an inbuilt bin. And then the only internal cooking that we've got, or inbuilt cooking that we've got, is our microwave. We never had a microwave in our previous van. Did I miss it? Yes and no. You certainly can live without it. You can certainly make do. I was finding though, if we were at a caravan park, I might go and use a camp kitchen microwave just because I was lazy. But since having it back, oh my God, I can't believe we didn't have one for so long. So I do have that. We do have the power that we can use that off grid, and we did use it off grid just while we were away as well. So that worked really well. So up on the splashback, we've got power points on either side. You can never have enough power points in the kitchen. No word of a lie. I don't care if your kitchen is half the size of ours with gas and inbuilt cooking. You're always looking for power points. So one on either side, or double power points on either side, has worked really well. Little bit of other kitchen cupboards, cutlery, plates, crockery. Thank you, Adrian, you took the words right out of my mouth. Pots and pans. We've got so much storage. And then I've also included just the kicks. So instead of having a really nice kickboard with some LED strip lighting underneath, we opted for some additional storage. And as you can see, toilet paper, coffee beans, stuff that you just need somewhere to put. It's actually been really nice to be able to access that space. At the top here, really nice huge cupboards. Containers are your best friend, no word of a lie. When you're decking out your van, weight is an issue. Make sure you allow for containers for your storage. It stores everything so neat, so easy. And yeah, that's probably the biggest thing that I've learned since being on the road is you need to be organised. When you're going off grid and you've got 3 weeks worth of groceries coming in, it's really hard. So you need to be organised. Again, we've got really big overhead cupboards here. Barely even use them, to be honest. We aren't packed at the moment for living. We are house sitting at the moment. So once we start packing to hit the road again full time, we'll see how that all works. Lounge area though, we opted for an L-shaped lounge and we opted for the L shape up against the bed, which again is probably another little controversial decision. In this kind of layout with your east-west bed, generally the L shape will go towards this end and butting up towards the fridge. The reason why you do that is to open this space up and make the van feel really large. Now, I didn't want that because to me, if this lounge went there, this is a gold mine for kids' fingerprints and this is where you're snuggling up at night. So by moving the L shape down this end, It keeps all the grotty fingerprints off our really nice snuggly part of the lounge. I find it's actually keeping the kids off the bed as well. They're not wanting to jump on there so much to watch TV and do things, which is really nice. It's kind of created our section for a bit of a bedroom. So I've actually been really happy with how that was. I also find that as soon as you walk into the van and look down this way, it's so open because there's not the L shape of the lounge coming out. It flows straight through onto the living area and it all works really nice. So very, very happy. We do have a couple of, some other storage, slippers down there. We've got a big drawer to get under that section of the bed that you can't get into. We do have the Thetford 275 litre fridge freezer. It is huge, no word of a lie. It was amazing how much extra meat we got in that fridge to go off grid for recently. I am finding that even the fridge frosts up, which we never had that issue with Dometic. So, this is going to actually be a good test to see which one we like better. But size-wise, you can't get any bigger and it's absolutely amazing. And then a little secret weapon, which I had never planned in the first design, is a full height pantry. Now, when the designer came back to me without this here, our lounge was about 2.4 metres long, which is huge. I wanted a large lounge because we do spend time inside. When you're travelling full time, it's never the right weather. So we put the full height pantry in, and it's amazing. I have started to unpack this though because we've just come home from being away, but you fit so much in there, you're not reaching in your overheads, and that's been really awesome. We didn't continue the pull-out pantry down here. I've left more of a throw-in space. I haven't emptied that yet. The plan for that was to use that like a linen cupboard, but I haven't needed to yet, so that's just been a little bit of groceries that were there as well. So kitchen-wise, I think let's put it this way, it's my 10 out of 10. I absolutely love it. I was nervous of having the white of it being too stark, but with the bench tops, the gold tapware, the beautiful tan on the lounge, I think it's really warmed it up. And not having any rooftop skylights in here and just having the windows, it's so bright. We've had absolutely no issues with anything. So stoked.
And I just thought I'd add, I've just picked up a microphone here.
What do you
I
got?
just thought I'd add.
I'll hold it for you.
For me, a non-negotiable was the Waterfall Benchtop. I love the Waterfall Benchtop. It actually gives us that really, really high-end homely feel. If you have a look at it, it's just stunning.
I'll spin them around.
Yes, you can't get your well, you wouldn't want to put any pockets or anything on here because it'll just go away with the aesthetic. But it just, look how nice that looks. We have heard they do start to chip, so I think if you're going to get one, and we're going to do it as well, maybe get like a clear 5mm little edging there, rubber edging, so it just protects that, especially for when you're going to come to resell it. Probably a perfect idea for that. But yeah, that was a non-negotiable for me. Because it just looks so amazing. I always wanted one in our house, but we don't have a house anymore.
It does look beautiful.
And our house at a little old Windale was definitely not the house to put a Waterfall Benchtop in either.
So moving on to the kids area, the biggest thing that we would never not have is a proper door. Even concertina door is enough. There's no way I could ever survive with just a curtain. I like to be able to lock that in so that the kids can't see through.
And that's you wonder why that is.
You need your little ways to get your itches scratched when you live in a van. So we've got the double bunk, Laila on the top, Lennox on the bottom. There's lights at either end with, again, the USB so that they can do charging. We've got magazine pockets at the bottom and at the top. But we tend to use this. So this is a little Kmart nappy storage hack. It fits perfectly along the base. It gives lots of room for toys and books and everything. So that's something that we've always done. And fans. Kids are always having their fans on, especially when they go to bed. One thing that we made sure that we got on this van were nice big windows in the bunk area. It's amazing the brands that have tiny little windows. For us, that's really important for the kids, for airflow, for light, to make it feel like they've got lots of room in there. So that was a non-negotiable for us as well. We've stuck with a front loader washing machine, 3.2 kilo Fresca. We gave that a really good workout at Carnarvon the other day. Oh, I've still got washing in there. I'm going to have to rewash that. That's been in there for 2 days now. There you go, babe. I've got more clothes to wash. But we have given that a workout, and I was really happy with how that washed, actually. The clothes were really clean, which was lovely. Up the top here, we asked for a little bit of hanging space just for our jackets. When we had hanging space on either side of our island bed, it was never really long enough. Even my dresses would touch the bottom and crinkle, so we're only really hanging jackets anyway. So because we have shelves in the front of the van, I've just put a really little bit there, really just for jackets. And then we have shelves. Again, tubs. Work out what fits really nicely and use them. For the kids, undies, t-shirts, skirts and things are in there, so they have a drawer each. It's pretty empty at the moment because we have just got home, so I'm doing all of the washing. And then they do have a few other things, so dresses, pajamas, winter clothes. Once we hit the road and we're packing everything again, this will be pretty full, so I'll show you how we pack that. But containers are key. Actually, one little tip, I'll show you, Len Dogs, that somebody told me a long time ago was when you're folding your clothes, stand them up so you can see what you've got. If you were to fold everything and put it up like that, you've got to get into everything to see what's there. So if you fold them up and stand them up, you can always see, and there's less mess. And I absolutely swear by that now. All of the clothes gets folded like that. So that's pretty cool. So one thing that we wanted to do was not have a physical built wall here, and we achieved that by putting in a concertina. To be fair though, we never ever close it. If we're going to close anything, it's always this one here. Having this space has been gold, not only for the kids, so easy to move in and out of the shower, so easy just to get dressed and do things. So we do have a concertina. Do I think you need it? Nah. We have no issues with smell, no issues with anything. So I think having this open far outweighs a little bit of privacy by having a door there. If you're someone that mainly travels to caravan parks, you might do a night or two off-grid, then you probably don't need a compost toilet, and a cassette's probably right for you. For us living in the van and wanting to do off-grid as much as possible, the compost toilet is gold, honestly. I don't think I could have emptied another cassette again. I was absolutely sick of it, and this is allowing us to be off grid so much longer without having to find a dump point. I will do a separate video on the Ogo, how we use it, what kind of life we get out of it between changing things and all that kind of jazz, but I've just been really trying to push it as far as it can go so that I can report back. So I will have that for you soon. Heaps of storage in here. We've got the 2 overhead cupboards. We've got storage in under the vanity there. And you'll see we have a monstrosity of a window. So this is a very, very, very large window for a bathroom. But we did that because we've taken out the skylight. Again, we took that skylight out so we had more real estate for solar. And this has been the best compromise ever. Plenty of light, plenty of breeze, and no issues at all.
I'll tell you one thing though. As a bloke, go on the Ogo toilet, you've got to sit down to wee, which is a bit weird. Having this big would have been great if you could stand up and do a wee outside and
watch the view.
Watch the view. But now I've got to sit down to wee, so it's a whole different thing. But that there is a game changer. That big window in the ensuite, I absolutely love it. It led so much light in, and yeah, I reckon, yeah, like I said, game changer. Game changer.
So we also opted for the full length mirror in the bathroom. Our last van we had the only mirror we had was the one above the sink. So it's really nice. The kids love it. I love it, to be able to see yourself. Take note though, when you are on the toilet, you can be seen from the fridge. So watch that. And then nice big shower. golden features again. We've got the exhaust fan
Golden
in there.
shower.
We've got the exhaust and skylight in there because obviously you need it. But removing the one from in this toilet area has been absolutely amazing.
And just to be honest, Beck doesn't like golden showers.
Absolutely not. And then another little sneaky thing is access to under the bunks. So we do have a hatch to get in there via the outside, and it was really important for me to be able to access that from the inside. So we've just got a couple of little hatches there. So we do have the table that goes back and forth and moves around. It also pushes down so we can convert the lounge into a bed, and that will be handy when Ado's mum comes over to stay. So this just pushes down, you've got a cushion that goes in, and then Bob's your uncle. So all of our power system, our power board, we've got the big Enerdrive power board is under the lounge here. In the corner we've got our instantaneous gas hot water. And then in the side here, we've got our diesel heater. So everything is in this vicinity. We do have our batteries mounted on the chassis out on the driver's side, so we will show you those. But I'll show you what's happening underneath here. So in that corner there, we have our instantaneous gas hot water. That was a nice little luxury, nice little upgrade for us as well. And we've got a control panel up here, so you can actually set the temperature that you want it to come out of. And then under the main part of the lounge is our massive Enerdrive board with absolutely everything on it. We've got the dual MPPT solar chargers, DC to DC charger. We've got the new 3000 watt 100 amp hour inverter charger, which is absolutely gold. I am not going to lie. So we feel very fancy. It's a massive power upgrade to what we had, and we will go through, I guess, how much of everything we have, but we definitely push this baby to the test the other day when we were along the Ningaloo coast. We did 2 weeks of complete off-grid using everything: induction, cooking, air fryers, microwave, coffee machines, Starlink on the whole time, the inverter running the whole time, and we never not got back to 100% every day. So yeah, pretty special, pretty awesome. So we've gone with the Bel Air inverter for the air conditioning. A couple of reasons. The main one being it is actually built to be ran off an inverter, so super energy efficient. It also has quite a small footprint on the roof in terms of space that it uses. So for us, that was a win-win. It's worked fantastic. We've used it on a couple of settings. We've actually had it on all night once, and when you go into eco mode, it uses barely anything. So yeah, so that's awesome. Anything that we did in this van was to achieve maximum power. So we've placed anything that we needed to on the roof down the center so we can have solar surrounding us, which is why we dropped skylights. And so far, that was the best decision we ever made. We're so happy with our Vibe. We wanted a Vibe build long before we ever went into business with them, so I think that shows how passionate we are about it. They're 100% Aussie owned, Aussie made. You can do your standard layouts or complete custom like this. You know, I've even chose the size of the windows, where they're situated, everything like that, and the possibilities are endless. So could not be happier. It's traveling amazing. It's so comfortable and it's beautiful.
So the roof layout, as we've already said before, we've tried to keep all of our air cons, our dust reduction systems, and our aerials and all that sort of thing straight up this centre. So we had a heaps more real estate for the solar panels. Now up here you can see we've got 1350 watts, so we've got 3 250s and 3 200s up here. So the 250s go along here and along the front, and the 200s run down this other side. Again, we do not have many hatches up here. At the back here, we've got the one for the shower. That's only really small, and then we've got the one over the kids' bunks here. lets a lot of light in, which is really nice. We do have the Cowfish digital aerial. We've gone away from the wind guards and the wind up, wind down ones because they're just absolutely painful. Plus, they take up too much real estate on your roof. These things are absolutely amazing. You can never not forget to put them down, which is a great thing as well. Again, the aircon that Beck ran through with the inside, it's actually really quite small, giving us a lot more real estate up here for panels and things like that. And then our dust reduction system, really tiny actually. The footprint of that's really small, really basic, and yeah, it just gives us a lot more room up here. The roof that I'm standing on, super solid. It's a sandwich panel roof, which we like to describe it as pretty much just like a refrigeration panel roofing. So yeah, it's like a foam filled sort of thing, really good for like heating and thermal quality, and just super solid to stand up here, especially to clean your panels, because we were away off grid for 2 weeks and I was up here every second or third day cleaning them. It feels really solid to be up here. So gotta go through the outside of the van now. Starting on this passenger side, we'll start here with our picnic tables. We went with 2. You can never have enough storage, enough places to put things outside. This here is the other picnic table. Really good for when you're barbecuing, places to put things and all that sort of thing. Pretty stock standard really, picnic tables. So we move on to our entertainment hatch. We've actually got a Cowfish connection in here that'll do our Starlink, which converts it to 12 volt. So that's a really good addition. TV goes in there, we've got some charging ports in there, we've got 240 volt in there. So that's a really cool little hatch. We had the TV out there when we were away and it was an absolute godsend. Again, we've gone the Fusion speakers on the outside. It really just pays to pay for good speakers. I think the normal ones cost about $8 and these are $80. So mate, if you like music like myself, get involved in the good speakers because it's a game changer. Steady lights all the way around. These ones go to your amber, as do the ones across over the top of the barbecue. Around the other side, they're all just a white light. Again, this outside view of the double windows, look how good it looks. Actually, I think it actually makes the aesthetic look really nice. Yeah, massive Aussie Traveller awning. We had one of these in our last van, and we really can't fault them. They're the best on the market in our opinion. Just because the ease of getting them out, putting them away, it's a one-man job. This is a massive hatch, way bigger than our last van. It has been such a game changer. We haven't had to custom make any barbecues or cut feet off or anything like that. We've actually had it brought in with a draw slide, massive draw slide. All our barbecue equipment just lives on there. We've gone with the companion barbecue. We bought it for $350 from a local store here in Karratha, and it has been an absolute dreamboat. We can cook with the lid open, down, whatever you want to do. It has the flame out control, all that sort of stuff. $350. I think you can even get them cheaper at the moment, which is absolutely amazing. Up the companions, something different. Not doing a Ziggy, not doing a Weber. They're both overrated in my opinion anyway. Yeah, so a bit massive draw slide with the Barbie on it. We've opted with the draw slide against doing an outdoor kitchen. One, for they're impractical, we feel. They're quite heavy, between 40 and 70 kilos depending on what model you get. You know, I think cooking with gas outside on your burners and things like that, they tend to go out, especially on this WA coast when it's windy all the time. So we either cook with the barbecue or we bring our portable induction outside because we've got 240 in the tunnel boot there too. We've got a vast array of 12 volt and 240 volt lighting switches, all that sort of thing in the tunnel boot there. So yeah, that's a really good thing. One thing that we didn't have in our last van, and I saw a lot of people with it, airbag suspension. It is a marriage saver. Absolute marriage saver. The amount of times that we'd reverse into a caravan site and I'd go to unhitch and then I'd say, hey Beck, where's the levelling ramps? They weren't even out.
They were never level.
They were never level. This actually cuts all that out. You're back into your site, whether you're level side to side or not. You just come out, you get your little remote, bam, up, down, wherever you need it. It is an absolute game changer, and I'll 100% have it on every van that I get from now on. A little thing before that I didn't show you is if somebody did want to put in an outdoor kitchen, we are plumbed in for it. So we've got our hot and cold water taps right next to our gas bayonet. So that's absolutely amazing. So moving on to our big toolbox. Great toolbox, massive toolbox actually. As you can see, we don't really pack too much in that toolbox. We only really put the necessary items in there. I mean, you see some setups and they're absolutely just chock-a-block full. How far that is close to your tow ball, you're just actually adding way too much weight onto that tow ball. So yeah, it's an absolutely great toolbox, that one. On the toolbox we have the jerry can holders. I mean, if you got this fully stacked and jerry cans on there, it's going to make your tow ball very, very heavy. So yeah, we like to keep that quite light in there. We've opted for the 4 kilo gas bottles.
4.5.
4.5 kilos. We've got a compressor fridge, so we don't really use too much gas. The only gas we use is for our barbecue and our instantaneous hot water. When we're off grid, we don't really use the hot water system anyway. So yeah, but I don't even think we've had this thing on here for 2-3 months. I don't even think we've gone through one, so that's been a really, really good thing. While we changed our gas bottles out from a 9 kilo, sorry, to a 4 kilo, is a massive weight saving exercise. Overall, we're saving about 15 kilos and 12 of that is coming off the tow ball. Again, talking about the windows from the outside, this is our front window from the exterior. Isn't it beautiful? Letting all that natural light in. Yeah, we absolutely love it. We think it's a game changer and obviously a confrontational one, but we will go against all critics because we love it. Yep. Back through here we've got a massive L-shaped tunnel boot. Now this is another game changer because the things that you would only be able to fit in this section here is now underneath our bed head sort of thing. We put our Starlink in there and just a few other things. Just fits really perfectly. If you're really good at Tetris, then this is a really good thing to have for your tunnel boot. Instantaneous hot water, obviously vented out here. This vent here is for our 12 volt fan that's connected into our electrical system underneath the lounge. This only comes on at a certain temperature, which is really, really cool. And also, we won't ever get dust in our van because that's always pushing out air. So underneath on the chassis, what we have is 2 300 amp hour Baintech lithium batteries. These are fully Bluetooth, which is a really good thing. Made out of Melbourne. Absolute legends doing legendary stuff as well. 600 amps of power right there. We are absolutely loving it. We only had 360 amp hours on our last van, and for the first 18 months of our travels, we're only using 2 batteries, not 3. Thanks, Desi boy. Incoming power right there. We've got our 3 95 litre water tanks, filler points right here. We've opted for the 3rd tank that was normally going to come with 2, but we've put a 3rd tank on there just to extend our time off grid. Underneath here we've got the quick fill point, literally just there. So we normally unscrew those cap fillers and put it straight onto there. bleed all the air out, fill from there, fill all 3 tanks at once, and it's just a bit of a game changer itself. Now moving back here, we've got underneath the bed storage, as Bex ran through with the new inside. We've got the 2 hatches there that's accessible from the inside. Outside, yeah, it's all pretty good for all your mats and everything. That's where I normally keep our sort of stuff there. And as we come around to the back, again, we've got the steady light, huge light up there, reverse camera, and then we've got the outdoor shower here, which we haven't used yet, but we normally do use them. I mean, I love an outdoor shower. I'll never not have an outdoor shower. I know that's another topic of discussion as well, but yeah, I love having an outdoor shower. It's one of the better things about being a surfer and having a caravan. So another thing that we couldn't do without in our vibe and any future caravan that we're going to have is the One Key company products. So now we've changed all of our locks and all of our hatches out. It went from 9 keys down to 1, which is a massive positive. We are so stoked with that. Not only is it a lot more efficient with just having 1 key, we are now way more secure. Some companies, depending on what kind of hatches you have, 1 in 6 likelihood of having the same lock number. Others 1 in 18. With the One Key company, it's 1 in 2,000. You've got a pretty good chance of never ever coming across another person's caravan's keys. But yeah, look, it is one of the coolest things that Dave and Jamie have come up with. Legends out of New South Wales, and mate, they are ahead of the game when it comes to caravan security. The other major benefit of having the One Key system is if you lose your keys, just say for instance all your keys are lost for some reason, you just ring up Dave and Jamie and you say, look, this was my key number, and they'll send you out that same key again. Now we've just done the walk around, and one thing I didn't touch on is the van is so bloody dirty. We've just spent 2 weeks off grid and seriously took it down one of the craziest, bumpiest roads on the Ningaloo coast, gave it a full serving, and she's just absolutely pulled up 100% amazing. She's a bit dusty, but the best thing that we have on this exterior of this van is a ceramic coat. We've had it done by Prolux in Melbourne. Absolute legendary family little business there. You know, a small price to pay when you're spending upwards of 130,000, even 70,000 on a caravan. An extra $2,000 for a ceramic coat is nothing in the big scheme of things. It's going to make cleaning this van a hell of a lot easier. And when you come to sell your vans, they're just going to come up $1 million. We had it on our last van, and we got good money for our last van because it still shone like when we bought it out of the factory. So how we normally clean our vans is we get some microfiber cloths, we give it a spray with water. We generally like to use a pressure washer, give it a good spray. We come through with a soapy water on a microfiber cloth, and then at the end of it, before the water dries, especially up here where it's kind of harsh water, we like to come over with a microfiber cloth before it gets too dry, so it doesn't leave any marks, and then it just comes up $1 million. And especially this checker plate stuff, it's super hard to clean, especially to get in all these little grooves and things like this of the checker plate. So having that ceramic coat on it just makes it so much easier to clean, and we would 100% recommend that you guys get the ceramic coat when you get a brand new van. Sick, guys. We're so stoked to bring it to you guys, and we hope you enjoy it. Hit us up for any questions you have.
Debating, and I know you wanna get to. Sweat is dripping, is rising, I'm tripping like I got the flu.